Right then, hi then guys. Welcome back to Matthew and his granddad's railway. Now, as I said before, we hadn't done a video for a very long time. Well, we done one the other day. Now we're right on it and we're doing another one almost several days afterwards, because the railway really has moved on now. If Matthew comes along here, what I plan to do today is to show you some of the pretties that are going to go on this railway. So as we move along, you'll see me start now to put some of this stuff on. So that's one of our maintenance sheds. Here's another of our maintenance sheds, which is going to go in here like this. If Matthew just moves back a little bit. Keep going, Matthew, please, keep going. I'll just use the base. I now have a place for the signal box, which is going to go right there. So that'll be that. I'm in the process of, if Matthew moves back again, I'm awfully sorry, Matthew. I should have had this ready. I do apologise. But anyway, I think you might have seen this before, but this is our this is going to be our bridge, which is going to be across here and across here thus. And of course, once the back seam is in place here and so on. Right, now what have I done? As you can see, if Matthew moves down here, we've now got our joins ready for the baseboard. Don't worry about that one will soon be cut off. So we're ready here to actually disconnect. Once I've put down the back seam to that one, we can then disconnect that, and that one is finished. Now, I said to you a long time ago, there's going to be no electrics to this. Okay, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but this little piece of metal, which is only a paper clip, is going to be attached to a piece of rail. So if you imagine this now underneath here, if Matthew comes down to this one here, and it will poke up, and I've already made the holes, it will poke up from the other side through here, and with the operation of the metal rail underneath, this will be what will change the points. I think the camera can quite clearly see that. That's how that will be, and that's how that's going to work. Right, if Matthew moves down here again, you can see now that all the baseboard crossings are done here. You can see my wires that I've put in, which will eventually, of course, be through connectors underneath, which will supply power from one board to another. As I said, this is now going to be another one of our rail sheds. The station building will go up here, of course. That's where that's going to go. There's some other little buildings here which a colleague of mine at work has made. If Matthew just moves back a little bit, we'll probably site them here somewhere as offices stroke shunters cabins, because remember that this in here, from here and all the way through here, is purely a rail siding for wagons will come in, and they'll be coming in for repair or maybe wheel set changes and the like, and then of course they obviously go back out and go back into traffic. So they'll need offices and what have you. So there's that. Here's my tatty old shops, and I'm afraid to say they're still tatty old shops, but they will be going back on the layout. I don't dislike them at all. As you can see, you know, we really have moved on a little bit. Oh, here's a nice goods shed that a colleague of mine made me at my local what are they called? The Elgin Model Railway Group. So there's that will go in there. Now, to be honest with you, I'm seriously thinking of, when the layout does go out on display, if we are nicely invited, I will pinch some of the trees off of the main layout. Now you can imagine that being in there like that, Now all of a sudden the scene is changed. It's changed completely, isn't it? And I think will look quite nice once there's a few barrels and, you know, all the usual sort of stuff that is required here. I think it'll be fine. I've bought a few bits and pieces for the station. I've got some lamps. They won't work, but they'll do for what we want. I've got some modern shelters because we're going to imagine that the actual offices here, the actual station buildings are closed. So they'll need some sort of shelters. Now, apart from that, not much else has happened. You can see now that some of the pretties are starting to go on it. We really have moved, I believe, quite a long way forward now. Just waiting for a colleague of mine to come over, and then he'll help me split these boards apart, and then we'll be perhaps make another video then. So for the moment, guys, nice happy modelling, and we'll see you next time. Cheers now.